We know him when he came to this United Kingdom. In fact, he was sleeping on our floor. I've been praying. Yes, I'm a man of prayer. I've prayed. But the one that they will pray today, and it will show today. The first time I heard this word, Eroi, I was like, which one is Eroi? We they pray. We they pray. Eroi! Eroi! The God that sees me. The first time I heard this word, Eroi, I was like, which one is Eroi? But I've always, my wife, after the morning prayer, she will not let somebody sleep. It's Eroi everywhere. It got to a point, I started getting addicted to the word Eroi. And then before I got to know, it's like she herself, anywhere, whether I'm around or I'm not around, she will send me the link and go and join Nsppd. I said, one can wear Nsppd. Nsppd, what is the full meaning of it? I was so reluctant, I wasn't pushed to join until something happened in the last London conference. The last London conference that was held in London. I wasn't in London then, but I had so many things going on in my life. She packed all the letters I've been receiving of people I had issue with, and she folded them inside an envelope. She told me, she said, Pastor Jerry is coming to London. I will go, you are not around, but I will go with your problem to London, to the program. I said, okay. So I was on the screen where I was watching. She said she was there. One of the most interesting ones that quickened my spirit to start taking the program serious was that we were trying to set up a branch in London. And because of what is going on, we fell behind rent. And the landlord came and dropped notice. So she said she took the notice there to the program. And it was among the envelopes the envelope she took. She said after the program, she just took the notice and said, God has solved this one. She tore it into pieces and put it in a bin. So that very night, that same night, so it's not a different day, that same night, I made a phone call to my father, which is quite unlike him, and we were talking. And then I told him, I said, the other branch somewhere, we are falling behind rental. And it's unlike him to just make such a decision because it wasn't up to a year. He visited London and he saw the way the business was growing. He was so impressed that he invested hugely into it. And after then, something came up with something. I couldn't account for so much of his investment. So he was angry with me. But unlike him, he said, hey, you are going rent, I will pay. I wiped my face down. I called my wife. I said, Daddy said he's going to pay the rent. My wife started screaming again. She started saying, Eroi, God cannot do, does not. I said, it's like this, your Eroi
God cannot do.
Does not exist. I said, it's like this, your Eroi is working. No. And to my greatest surprise, the rent was paid. But before then, I've run a successful business for consecutively 3 years with no issue. And the process of it was so seamless, and because it wasn't me running it, it was God in me running it, because I've always experienced this hand of God upon me. My case is like the case of Isaac, that anywhere I go to, anywhere I am, when I sow in that land, irrespective of the situation of that land, it must yield 100-fold. So after my university education, I started setting up businesses. I didn't care to work much to be employed. I started setting up business. And because of the level of God's hand upon me, a new business, it spread. It was like a wide wind fire everywhere. And people were coming from different nationality, both the British, the Asians, the Pakistan. Different people coming and they are benefiting heavily from this business. And one day I said to myself, why do we have so many nationality benefiting, and where is our own people? So I went to those ones that were very close to me. I said, if you need a job, there's a job somewhere. You need a job, there's a job. And that was the genesis of everything. The genesis, the beginning of the Remesis. Unluckily to me, I took on so many of them, and now their parents that knew me when I got to the land, it opened up a room for great envy, serious one. They said, who is this boy? We know him when he came to this United Kingdom. In fact, he was sleeping on our floor. This one said I was the one that was taking him everywhere. Who is he? When did he come to this land? How come is he the one employing our own children and even giving them visa to live in the land? And they raised up a very great strife against the business. All their agenda was to make sure the business was shut. In fact, it got to a point that with their connection they think they have, they went and gendered somebody that worked with the authority. And that person then collided with her colleagues, and they came after me in person. I thought it was a physical battle. They came, the prince of the world cometh, and findeth nothing in him. I was doing a legit business, registered. I was keeping to compliance. I brought all the book. I showed them everything. The other colleagues that doesn't really know much about what was going on said, this man, we cannot find anything in him. And that was the last time I heard from them. And because everything just died down, I thought that was it. I didn't know that they went diabolic in the spirit. Even after all the fight and the battle and everything, I didn't know they went diabolic in the spirit and they shut down their business in the spirit. It was the, is it fullness of fire or fullness of?
Fullness of answers.
It was that one I joined.
Fullness of answers.
It was that one I joined that very morning, the very first day. And Papa said, he said, I can see that business that is being shut in the spirit. He said, for you to know you are the one I'm talking to. It's been shut in the spirit for 6 months. Then I went to the business bank account, I pulled it up. The last time we generated revenue from that business was March. And I calculated March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I said, this man is real low. How can somebody be this accurate?
Look at where they close it in the spirit. Look at where they close it in the spirit. The devil is alive. By this you will know that this is God. The Spirit of God says for 6 months, nothing has happened in your business. But today, for you to know that this one is for you. If you will not keep back your testimony, let that door be open.
When I calculated the amount of the month, it was so accurate. Even me myself, why don't they fear anything? Fear can't hold me. I said, which kind of thing be this? This man is very low. I'm not physically present. I'm far away in the mining site somewhere in East Africa, where I was trying to set up another thing to keep myself going. And the God, Roy, the God that sees me, through this man of God, still see me inside bush. I sat up. I wrote a text to because the way I was joining, sometimes I will join, my wife wouldn't know that the link she sent me, I made use of it. Because I was new to it. I would just join secretly. And I will not let her know I joined. So immediately I heard that proclamation. I just typed it to her. I said, the business that has been shut up is open though. And she, after the prayer, because she will not reply, no matter what you do when the prayer is going on, she will not reply. So I know that after the prayer, she will look at her phone. So she replied, and she said, amen, it's open though, it's open though. And I was so engrossed in the prayer of that day that we have to take that clip, that whole prayer, and we prayed it over and over and over. And it wasn't long after, something that has never happened in the history of the business, that the website of the business will be shut for a good 6 months. The technical team, I couldn't reach them before. Once anything happened to the website, it was linked to the email, I'll just text them, they will get it up. But now I am calling and calling and calling. Nobody's responding, nobody is speaking, nobody is getting back to me. I didn't know that it was a spiritual battle. I thought it ended when they come physically, and God helping me strategically, they were all defeated. I didn't know they've taken it to another level. It was like that. I just received a phone call from one of the local authorities we once worked with. They said, we've been sending you emails. We've been trying to reach you. Where are you? We are trying to give you a contract for the next 6 months. In fact, we have given you the contract. Where are you? Where are you? I wiped down my face. I said, this type of prayer, I've not seen this type of quick answer. I've been praying. Yes, I'm a man of prayer. I've prayed. But the one that they will pray today, and it will show today. I shake my head. Will they pray? I shook my head, and then I told my wife, I said, they wrote to us and said, can you get ready and have your staff ready to start next week, actually? And then they've said they've given us contract that need to be endorsed in the next 6 months. Can we start getting ready? And God having his way. Even while all this thing was going on, in fact, the website of 18, I can actually take my laptop and do it. But because of the level of the battle, I mean myself, I was so callous, I don't know that it has left from physical realm, because they couldn't do anything physically. It has gone to spiritually. That spirituality now make me feel so reluctant. I wasn't even paying attention to working anything out, but after that prayer, I was quickened in spirit. Now we have our website working, we have our email working, the contract is there for us, and we are coming back fully, more than it has happened before. Praise the living Jesus.